Hi, I'm Jay with Innovation for Youth, and today we're going to be building a shake table and some lightweight wood structures so we'll be able to test how structures will respond to the forces generated by earthquakes. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, we're going to build a simple shake table, and the way I'm going to do this, I've basically hooked together a bunch of crafting rubber bands to make a loop. This is they're doubled up and they're about 10, well there's about 20 rubber bands, 10 segments, and I've got two of these. And I've got two pieces of cardboard that are 7x7, and I've cut a bunch of PVC pipe pieces to use as bearings for the shake table. And I could also use corks, but I'm not going to use corks for this setup. So the way we're going to do this, just put the rubber band like that, take it over, put the rubber band there. Then we're going to add the bearings in here, right like that. And I can put these two bearings here. And as you can see here, if I add some force along the top of it, it rolls nicely. It'll work as a rudimentary scale model of a shake table. Here's our scale model shake table, and all we have to do is apply some back and forth forces, and this will model an earthquake. So I've built a structure out of craft sticks and chopsticks and craft rubber bands, and in just a few moments I'm going to tape this to the shake table, and then we're going to put this structure to the test. Okay, so I've built a structure here that I've put on the shake table, and we're basically going to put it to the test. So let's see how this goes. Basically just need to shake it like this, and you can see this building has definitely failed. I would not want to live inside this building in an earthquake. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, try to build a more stable structure, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is add a little bit more bracing to the structure. And when you see buildings on large steel frame buildings under construction, typically you won't see diagonal bracing all over the structure, but you'll see some, and it doesn't appear like it takes too much diagonal bracing to make a structure a lot more stable. So I'm basically going to wrap this rubber band around a little bit and just bring it back to where we started. And I'm probably going to do the time lapse here so you can see the whole process, but this won't take too much time. But basically, we just need to wrap the rubber bands to create some diagonal bracing. And the structure is still shearing pretty badly, but let's see if we can add some more bracing and make the structure a little bit more stable. All right, so we have another structure ready to test. I've mounted my structure that has diagonal bracing on the ShakeTable with tape. And as you can see here, it's got diagonal braces along the sides and along the top. And here we go. Ready, set, earthquake! And as you can see, we're subjecting this structure to a lot of shaking, but it's still strong. It hasn't failed. And this is a lesson which is very applicable to the real world. You will see these kinds of diagonal braces in steel structures and in wood frame structures, and they are very effective in protecting the building from all the diagonal forces, basically momentum forces that can break a building in an earthquake. So there you go. So I just wanted to say a few things that I learned this morning prototyping this project. I've seen this project before where people have used the covers of binders that have been cut off and using larger rubber bands and using actually super balls as bearings. And so I did this a little bit differently. I didn't have the large rubber bands and I didn't have the binder covers. So I just tried cutting squares of cardboard, which worked great. And then I thought that, maybe cut pieces of PVC pipe as bearings would work well, and they work great. And then I also have some corks laying around and they would work well as too. When it came to building the structures, the version that I saw of this online had the structures put together with modeling clay. But for me, I found the modeling clay to be really frustrating to work with, and it didn't hold the structural members together well. So I abandoned that, but I had lots of these crafting rubber bands. My daughter builds bracelets with these, and turns out they work great for holding the structure together, and it allows for prototyping pretty fast. You got to get a little bit accustomed to making the knots and the twists and connecting the members together. But once you get the hang of that, it's actually really fun to build these structures. So that's what I learned, and let me know when you try this project how it goes for you. All right, thank you.